Welcome to President's Day at Parx. Myself, HRT Rich, and our main man over there on the left, Mr. Terry. You know, Terry's funny. I do, as you know, some part-time stuff for fun because I like to play golf. So I need to get out of the house. I've been working remote forever. And some of the people at the store that I work at watch our show. And they, you know what they call you?
No.
Mr. Terry.
Mr. Terry.
Mr. Terry, because I'm always calling you Mr. Terry. So you are Mr. Terry, my friend. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was pretty good. Yeah, it was a nice weekend. Just did a few chores and tried to stay dry. It rained like crazy here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in California. You guys are becoming like a tropical rainstorm over there day in and day out, like the Brazilian rainforests.
Yeah.
For sure. Today, real quick, before we get going, Mahoning Valley is the free track of the day down there at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link down in the description below. As you can see right here, the Rebel Stakes wagering guide coming up this weekend, a $1.2 million race at Oaklawn Park. Speaking of which, as you know, Terry, I like to go to handicapping contests. I went to one yesterday. You know, you got to learn your lessons, Terry, right? And I'll talk about this as we go on throughout the day today. But I did meet a really nice guy there a couple times now. His name is Steve. They handicap Oaklawn Park pretty regularly. Dad owns a lot of horses. He's around the horse racing business, so looks at things from a little bit different perspective. Has his own channel here on YouTube called Oaklawn Capping Hour. So you can check that out. You're going to get some different perspectives there, but go ahead and take a look at that if you're interested in Oaklawn. The kid's pretty good. He's really good. I mean, he's qualified multiple times for the for the national handicapping contest and was competing for like $1 million for the top prizes, like their leaderboard. One thing I'll tell you though, to be honest with you, the one thing that they have on us, Terry, that we don't have yet is that they bet differently than we do. And I'll explain some of that coming up in a minute. And that's, I think, the key to being a successful horse player is that betting side of things. Good morning to Ross. My man was waiting for us. So thank you, Ross, for that. We appreciate that. My spot play for the day, best win, Boss Cara in the 5th. Yes, sir, Colonel in the 7th, and Nico in the 9th. Hey, we really appreciate that. If you have any other ideas like Ross, please share them with us. I know Kaisi does. Here you go. His Parx picks right here. Angel, buenos dias, mi compadre, right? That's a pretty good one. I think that's the best Spanish I have, Terry. All right, let's see what the best picks we have today are at Parx, my friend.
All right, let's start that first race. And we're talking about 5.5 furlongs. It's a $7,500 claiming race. Purse $21,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 4 races.
Yeah, and one of the keys to knowing what you're looking for is to build yourself a profile of a winner. The profile of a 5.5 furlong winner at Parx does have a lot of early speed. There's only been 8 races. 5 of them were won by the leader. Strong outside to in. So the farther you are from the rail, the better you are. The rail has not won yet. Could be a struggle for Liam's Blue Moon. Looking at our simulations, Terry, 1,000 of them for race number 1. Actually, 10,000 now we're up to. We're looking for horses that have a simulation odds lower than the post-time odds, get a little bit of value. Par plus are horses that have a chance, this one, 5% chance to run a par figure, better than 81, which is the average winning speed figure. We also want to know who's going to be on the lead. As we mentioned, 5 out of 8 going wire to wire. Who's up front could play a key role. And then based upon our 10,000 projections, Terry, which horses are likely to get race fractions or pace that is similar to their best efforts? Terry, what do you see in all the numbers?
Well, you can look there. There's plenty of horses with speed. The 5, 1, and 4 show the most speed. So who knows? You never know who's going to get there. Mm-hmm. Number 2 has a small overlay, very small. And then the 7 has an overlay from 4.5 to 1 to 8 to 1. The only horse that shows a par number is a 7, and it's a little bit low. And then the 4, 6, 1, 5, and 9 show the best C-zone numbers.
Indeed. Looking at the numbers across the board, really, yeah, maybe the one horse with the green and green here, good chance to be on the lead, one of the better C-zones, but maybe not overwhelmingly confident up on that lead. Looking at our pace shape here, Terry, for race number 1, you got most of the horses want to be middle forward. So maybe a tactical speed with a little bit of closing ability. Our recent pace numbers tell us Liam's Blue Moon, Big Warden, and Mizzen Man. They'll all get out there. It looks like the 9 will be in a good stalking position where it wants to be. If it has some great late legs, chance to maybe steal this one with the outside bonus for post positions. Caddyman is the fastest coming home, along with Would Be Wild, the 6 horse. If it can be up on the lead, might be tough to catch down the stretch there. Por Supuesto, another one with late speed, but maybe a little too far off the gap early on. And finally, our top total pace horse, just taking a look at that, Mr. Terry, is the 6, Would Be Wild. Big Warden, Mizzen Man right behind there. And as we mentioned, about 75% of the time now, the winner comes from the top 4 in our total pace. Terry, who's your winner?
Well, I like number 2, Caddyman, as my top choice. He's a closer, has plenty of speed to run down in this race, and ran second versus similar in his last race, has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 7, Modern Midas, is my second choice. Won his last race at Parx Racing. He has the highest last speed rating. And Big Warden is the 5, is my third pick. Won his last race at Parx Racing as well, and has a highest speed figure at today's distance. Liam's Blue Moon, the 1, is my long shot. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. I believe this is a really wide open race, so I played a $1 double. I went 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, and 8 with the 4, 5.
I went ahead and put the 5 horse as my top selection. Terry, Big Warden does have a lot of early speed. This guy runs all right off the bench, but this is the proper distance. 7 times out, 3 wins, a second and a third. Modern Midas, we both think that one will finish second. Terry, a lot better with all of its race internals last time out. All the pace numbers improved. And this horse at times runs well in bunches. Last one was a good effort. Let's see if he can put 2 of them back to back. Would Be Wild, the 6 horse, Terry, third shot for me, going to drop in class. And the last race was better than it looks with faster fractions. Again, that's a combination that comes up in my race notes quite frequently. And then the Caddyman, your top choice, gets my 4th call. Tough call over the 9 horse to me, the Mizzen Man, but improved a little bit early in its last race. And the 9 regressed a little bit. So maybe 2 horses headed in 2 different directions. I don't have any bets, Terry. And I have a bet in every race, but we're going to get to that in just a moment. Looks like we have a few minutes before race number 1 gets started, Terry. So let's go ahead and try perhaps to... Sofia Hernandez Salas says she likes the 2 horse Caddyman. Thank you, Sofia. We appreciate that. Keep all your picks in the comment section today. If you haven't done so yet, kindly hit the subscribe button on YouTube along with the bell so you're notified when we go live. There's a share button too. So if you can hit that share button, paste it across your social sites, we'd greatly appreciate it. Help us get to 10,000. We're going to bring a lot of new developments in 2024, and some of them coming very soon. So you're going to want to know about all of them by following us on our social sites down there below. Horse Race, the number 2 day on X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of that good stuff. So please make sure you go ahead and take advantage of all the information that we're putting out there. So we have 1 minute, Terry, probably not enough time to get to race number 2. So let's take a look at some of the opening line odds. The 5 horse is your favorite, Big Warren, at 2-1. So not the overwhelmingly favorite. The 2 horse, your top pick, Cherry, at 4-1. Next up on the board looks like the 1 at 4-1. So your long shot, getting some play there. The 6 horse at 5-1. The 7 horse, the 9 horse at 7-1. And then the 7 horse at 9-1. So really only a couple long shots in there, the 3 and the 4. Everybody else getting some action. So it looks like the bettors think this is kind of an open race at Parx. Got a few horses left to load to kick off the new week. Terry, we'll kind of describe what's going on and see if you and I can start off the week with a winner. What do you say?
All right.
I have 200 to place on the 2 at T Parx. All right. Let's go with that 2, baby. And then we have over here Mr. Reed, Parx, pick 5, 1, 2, 5, 7, 4, 5, 5, 5. Couple singles back in there. And the 5-9, that's a hot dog all the way. Total $8.
All right.
Terry and I are big fans of the hot dog pick 4s. All right.
Yeah, I have a really small one today, so.
Well, my internet right now, Terry's down to 1 bar. I paid for it. RCN or Astound, whatever you are, you got to do better than that. And they upped my price too, which is pretty horrible. It went from like, I don't know, like $50 a month to $120. I have to do something about that too. They're off and running, Terry. The 9 horse, Mizzen Man. on the outside, trying to get the lead. Although the one horse, you got 4 horses going wide there. The one horse now has inched its way out onto the lead. The 4 horse sitting in second, that is Refund Wriggler. The 9 horse now in third, kind of giving up a little ground. The 6 horse, Terry, that one looks like it's going to go 4 wide. I think that's the 6. There's a bell in my way there. The 9 horse giving up ground. The 1 horse continues to set the tone. They go through the opening quarter in 23-1. The 2 and the 3 got a lot of work to do, Terry. They're in the back of the pack, and the fractions were not all that quick. You got the 6 horse now riding to the outside of the 1 horse, put its nose out in front of the 1, but he's going to go 3 wide. Opening up on the rail at 60-1, perhaps the 4 horse with a chance to get involved in the mix. But it looks like to me, Terry, it's going to be the 6 horse unless somebody can rally pretty hard and make an aggressive run in here. The 5 horse, the favorite, just didn't show up. I don't know what happened to him. No, that's the 3 horse coming like a truck at the end. It's going to be tough between the 6 and the 1, Terry. I think the 6 horse is going to get there first. 6 is going to be there, a whole bunch of horses, but I think the 1 might have stole second. So you're going to go 6-1, something or another in the opener, Terry.
All right.
And the 6 horse, kind of run off the pace and then cleared off at the end there. So I think it might have gone 6-1, 7, 6-1, and 7. That is your trifecta in the opener at Parx. Quick thank you to Travis Boswell and Kaisi Fossey for thumbs up on Facebook. If you like what you're seeing today or any day, give us a thumbs up on Facebook, retweet on Twitter, thumbs up on YouTube. It helps us with their algorithms. Let's see if we can find a winner in race number 2 and help our algorithms, Terry, our horse racing algorithms.
Okay, sounds good to me. It's a 7 furlong race, and it's maiden claiming $16,000. Claiming price $22,000 purse for maidens and fillies. Maiden fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward.
And at 7 furlongs, the kind of horse that gets the job done. Typically, a stalker is the best position to hold 13% of the time. So a fair amount go wire to wire, but there's no inherent advantage in that. So Jamaica and Me Hazel be all right. 2 and 3 get a nice little bonus. 4 through 7 get discounted. 8 and out. Been bad, Terry. So some tactical speed in race 2, preferably on the inside would be the place to be, Terry. One of them looks like he's a lot faster than the rest.
Yeah, that 5 shows a lot of speed, has the most speed. The 2 and 3 shows a little bit of speed as well. The 4 has a small overlay from 2.5-1 to 3-1. And the 8 has a pretty nice overlay from 4-5 to 5-1. There's none of the horses with any par numbers at all. And all but the 4 outside horses. Well, no, I'm sorry. The 5 and the 2 have the best Z zones.
Yeah, they're pretty poor Z zone scores there all around. So this looks to me like a race that could be uncomfortable for most of the horses. Check this out, Terry. Everybody wants to be middle back. The 7, 'Tis Tea Time, going to give it a go for the first time. The 3, the 4, and the 6 so far not within 5 lengths of the leader. The NC means not close. 1, 2, and 8 want to close. The 5, hey, that's your pressure horse up there, Terry. Might be your pace setter, like we saw in the simulations. Indeed, about a 5-point length, 5-point advantage over the next one. Drowning in Chocolate, that's probably not a bad idea coming off of Valentine's Day and Halloween. That means it should have about a 1-length lead. A lot of these horses in the tactical spot, in a good spot here. Looks like the 4 horse might be the one with the best tactical position. Also has a pretty aggressive, notwithstanding the 8 horse, late speed advantage. And that gives that 4 horse a top total race advantage of about 9 points. That means it could win by up to 2 lengths, Mr. Terry. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that 4 horse. She has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 34% of the races when dropping a horse off claiming a horse, and switches to high percentage winning jockey. Can improve by trying dirt. And then number 5, Soulful Terra is my second choice. Has an early foot, which may work well in this contest. Has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 29% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. Has a high percentage winning jockey. Mamma Mia Estrina, number 8. She ran second versus similar in her last race. Has her best and her best dirt speed as fast as among today's starters. She's my third pick. Long shot is 'Tis Tea Time, the 7. First time starter whose dam has 4 winners from 4 starters and has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 33% of the maiden claiming races he has an entry in, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to use the 4-5 with the 5-8 with the 2-3, 5-7, and 8, and finish up with the 5-7-9.
Hopefully you come home with that one, my friend. I am going to start off with the 4-horse in here, Terry. One of my favorite things. This horse last time out, well, when we mentioned, it is that total pace horse by 8 points. That's a lot. It is a track dropper and also a class dropper. I would like to see some better works, but those class drops on the track drops, so coming in, I think from Turfway Park to Parx should be, you should see its numbers go up. The 8-horse Mamma Mia Estorina did run the top last race. Speed figure last time out, it was 6 points clear of the next closest horse. Anytime it's above 3, folks, you got to circle that one and really consider it. And last time out, it ran at this level and just missed. 'Tis tea time, that first-time starter, Terry. I don't really think it has a whole lot to beat in its debut. Good breeding. In fact, great breeding. Well, pretty good breeding. We'll go with that. Decent workouts. Trainer iffy on the first-time run around the track. And then finally, Soulful Terra, the 5-horse. Really good chance to be the pace setter, as you can see here. Top C-zone score, but nonetheless may not be all that comfortable up on the front. Here, I'm going to do a $10 exacta box with the 4 and the 8. Terry, I think those are your 2 best horses, but still really not the strategy I'm working on for betting. I'm going to start using the show as if I'm in one of those handicapping contests. And in a couple of races, I'll give you a good example why and how you got to learn, Terry. That's just the thing, right? If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're just not going to get the success you're looking for. If you're,
That's right.
If you're not willing to adapt,
We froze. Okay. Well, Rich froze there. You can see that. I guess his internet's giving him trouble.
I guess I'm back. I don't know who's gone, me or Terry. Is Terry out or am I? I think I'm the one that's out.
You're out.
Right, Terry? I don't know. I hate my internet, man. I'm going to have to get a new internet because this is some baloney. $120, the damn internet should work, no?
It should.
Yeah. All right. So second race in a row at 7 furlongs, Terry.
Okay. Well, we're going to the third race. Yeah, it's the second race in a row, and it's a 7 furlongs, as you said. It's claiming 12,500, purse 23,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
Again, 7 furlongs does prefer stalkers, no question about it. Well, 1 out of 8 goes wire to wire. A little bit of fair for 8 keys on the rail. 2 and 3, a little bit of bonus. 4 through 7 get discount. 8 and out is bad. So the closer to the inside 3 you are, especially if you have some early wheels, the better off you are. A couple scratches kind of move those horses around a bit, Terry, and does move the speed horse more to the inside.
That's right. 5 has the most speed, although most of these horses show some kind of speed in here. And the 5 has the best overlay. It's about 4-5 to 3-1. The 5, 8, 1, and 2 have par numbers, and all 4 outside horses have good C-zone numbers.
And the 5-horse here, Terry, green in every column. So that's usually a good sign of a horse that will be competitive in this spot. The pace of the race, most folks want to be middle forward, could open the door for a closer in this situation, Terry. A stalker, which has done well. When they come out of the gates, it does look like the 5-horse, Valiant Majesty, and Ankna. Those 2 will have a little bit of a pace advantage over the rest, probably about a length ahead of the other 4. In the late part of the race, 8 keys will be coming about a length better than everybody else. Really not all that far off the pace here, Terry. Maybe a little more than a length, so it might have to scoot out of the gates a little bit more quickly than it does to be competitive for the W today. Our top total pace horse, Terry, pretty tight race between the top 4 horses, the 1, the 5, the 8, and the 2. So this looks a little bit open. What do you say?
All right. Well, I like that 5-horse, Valiant Majesty. She ran second versus similar in her last race. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer. The 8 is my second choice. Won her last race at Parx Racing. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Creative Copy. The 6 is my third choice. Ran second versus similar in her last race. She switches to high percentage winning trainer who wins 31% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route to a sprint. And then that one horse that you referred to, 88 Keys. My long shot finished third versus similar in her last race and won the race previously to that very easily. No bet in this race for me.
I like the 5, just like you, Terry. The Valiant Majesty does have that pretty big par plus, 52% chance to run a speed figure of 78, which is the average winning speed figure for the conditions in track. So a good chance to do better than that. Likely pace setter over here, Terry. Major overlay as well. So also coming off 3 consecutive speed figure increases. Barry Meadows, that's a 15% plus winner, or Alpha Angle, as I've termed them. 88 Keys, the one horse, last time out, ran faster fractions. That was confirmed by better 2 and 4 furlong pace numbers in its last. That early improvement, almost always a sign of a horse that's coming into form. Patchable, yeah, the Patchable, the 8 horse, Terry. Wanted to rank this one higher, my friend, but this horse has done all of its best work, both of its wins actually, on a sloppy track. Today is fast and hasn't done as well on the fast surface. Probably going to beat me now. And then number 2, Anka, the third selection for me. Was a very hard call for me over the 6 Creative Copy, Terry. But the post position is better. Inside's better than outside. The last race at this level, so the horse has faced this competition where the 6 is coming up in class. So going to face a tougher crowd. And the 2 did improve its early pace last time out. So again, opportunity for the horse to continue to improve today in race number 3. Again, no bets for me here, Terry. I think in race number 4 is when I'll be able to talk about what I've learned and share with everybody here, and a little bit of experience. Perhaps that can help turn small days at the track into huge days at the track. Terry, tell us about race number 4.
Well, it's another 7 furlong race. It's a claiming race, $7,500. Purse is $21,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
Pretty simple right there, right?
Yep.
We've had, what's this, the third 7 furlong race in a row. So, tactical speed on the inside's the best place to be. Terry, in race number 4, do we have any horse that fits that? Oh, well, Lord, they all can get to the lead, it looks like, except for the 8.
Yeah, they all have speed except for that 8, as you said. The 2 has a small overlay from almost 3.5 to 1, 4.5 to 1. The 5 has an overlay from 4.25 to 6 to 1, and the 7 has an overlay just small from about 8 to 5 to 5 to 2. All but the 1, 4, and 6 show some kind of par numbers, and 2 and 6 has the most C zone numbers. So,
and again, we have the 2 horse here with a lot of green across the board, Terry, and as well as the 5 horse, tough workout. So maybe a 2-5 exacta box. Let's see if the race, well, it's pretty balanced race. 2 want to go up front, 2 in the middle, 4 in the back. So half and half. It's probably be a jockey or positional race, Terry. When the gates open, tough workout, a little bit quicker than 3-peat, a little bit quicker than Bronx Tail. Bronx Tail fitting right up in here, Terry, as a closer. We call those left arrow horses, closers that typically at their normal out of the gate, giddy up and go, move them closer to the front than usual. The late speed does belong to the 8 horse, connecting the closer in there. Marvelous Moon Dance, the 7 horse, Terry, a pressure horse, sits right off the lead. Good chance, but look at it. Nice 6-point advantage there. The 8 horse, Terry, does rank out as your top total pace horse in here. And there's your top 4 again, 2, 5, 7, and 8. Go ahead and make your picks.
All right. I like in this race the 5, Tough Workout. Ran second versus similar in his last race and has the highest last speed rating. Marvelous Moon Dance, the 7 is my second pick. His best start speed is fastest among today's starter. He has a high percentage winning jockey. Connecting the 8, finished third versus similar in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer, my third choice. And my long shot is the 2 Bronx Tail. Finished third versus similar in his last race. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. I think this is a wide open race. So I'm going to use the 2, 3, 5, 7, and 8 with the 5, 7, 9 with the 1, 2, 3, 5. And I'm going to single the 6 in the 7th.
Okay, so I like the 2 horse Bronx Tail. Good movie, Terry. I like that movie. getting off cheap for $20, right? Who's the
Yep.
mooshers? Yeah, I don't know. Do we have a moosher on the show? I don't think we have a moosher yet. We should probably go get one so we know who to fade. That is that left arrow horse, the Bronx Tail. Does have a strong C zone in there pretty well, and then is a very consistent performer relative to the rest of these at this level. But from time to time, pops a big race, so some upside in that one. Marvelous Moon Dance, the 7 horse in here. Fractions were really pretty fast last time out relative to its other starts. I don't think he's going to see anywhere near that kind of speed here today, and going to drop in class. A little bit slower race, a little bit less company. Could be the combination to the winner's circle. Tough workout. Again, one of those horses with 3 consecutive speed increases, Terry, and ran the top last race speed figure, 3 points clear. So Barry Meadows and Andrew Beyer angle in there. And last time out, held its speed deeper into the race. Then finally, number 8, Connecting. This one has a pretty good long late speed advantage, about a length and a quarter better than everybody else. And then really, if you take out the next closest horse, a pretty big late advantage over the rest of the field. And I don't expect it to be too far off the pace here. I'm going to do a $20 double, Terry, 2-7 with the 5, which brings me to the moral of the betting story. So yesterday, I'm at the Points Bet out in Villa Park, and I'm trying to nickel and dime my way across my way into finishing first or second. A trifecta here, a double there, an exacta there. Really not spending a whole lot of money, just seeing if I can pile up a bunch of wins. And I'm talking to the people who actually win, like the guy Steve I mentioned early on, and some others. And what they basically do, Terry, is they identify one horse that they think has a really good chance to win, and then they load up on it. Case in point, yesterday for me, I liked the 3 horse a lot in race 6 yesterday at Gulfstream Park. It was the Lone E, had about a 10-point early speed advantage over the rest of the field. Jose Ortiz on it. Jose Ortiz loves some fast horses as well out of the gates. And there he is. He won, just like I thought he would win, Terry. The race before that, the 1 horse, Mr. American, was my top selection. The 3 horse was actually my second selection. Now, what they do with the $300 budget is they'll load up. They'll put all 300 on just one bet. And if it wins, they're in, and if it loses, they're out, right? So it's a 50-50 endeavor. So if I had put 300 on that daily double, Terry, 1-3, it paid $20. 300 times 20 is $6,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the winner of the contest, and I'm walking home with $6,000 in my pocket.
Yep.
That's how they win, and I've seen them do it over and over and over again. And yesterday I said, that's it. I've learned my lesson. I was big on that 3 horse. If I had done that, even if I put $150 on it, right, or $50 on it, it's still $1,000. I'm in the competition. If I don't win the competition, I'm still coming home with hundreds of more dollars than I started with. So I'm going to start doing that philosophy in the bets here. And that's because in the next race is where I think in race number 5, I have a horse I am pretty confident will win. Terry, tell us about the conditions to get there.
All right. In race 5 is a 6.5 furlong race, and it's a $5,000 claiming race, $18,000 purse for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won 2 races since August 19th.
And that 6.5 furlongs, a new distance today, a little bit less than the 7 furlongs we've been running. Early speed gets the job done 22% of the time. The best running back in the NFL history. Just going to get a lot of blowback for that. Emmitt Smith goes wire to wire. There's a very strong rail bias for Miss Maribel. 2-3 play fair. 4 and 7, a little bit of a penalty. 8 and out, play fair. Terry, in the data, we're looking for speed again, preferably inside speed. Terry, who's got the shot there?
Okay, the 5 and the 9 show the most speed, although all the horses but a couple show some speed. And then the 5 has an overlay of about from 4-5 to 2-1. 7 has an overlay from 6-1 to 8-1. The 5 shows the only parent par number in there, and all of them but the 3 have decent C zones.
And there's your dark green horse, folks. Decoupled all across the board. Going to have a good shot to be on the lead. 83% that the pace. That horse is going to grow in confidence. It has a 31%, so 3 and 10 that's going to run a speed figure above par. See if it also has some advantages in the race here, Terry. It is a horse that looks like it wants to close. But again, because it has some early speed in there, Terry, that makes it a left arrow horse. Closer, that's going to be close to the front. Going to grow in confidence up there, Terry. Late speed, that belongs to Boca Royalty. Going to be right there in the mix. About a length better than everybody else, but maybe too far off the pace early on to fully take advantage of that edge. Then finally, Decouplage does have a little bit of an advantage. These three horses about a length better than the rest of the pack. So take the odd numbers between the 5, 7, 9, put them together and exact a trifecta box, and maybe you got yourself a winner. Terry, do we have a winner in this 5 horse?
I like the 5 Decouplage. She switches to a high percentage winning trainer, and this trainer wins 33% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse. She has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. So she marks a lot of boxes off. Number 9, Classy Sadie is my second choice. Finished third versus Similar in her last race, and she has the highest last speed rating. And she's actually tied with another 7, Boss Cara. She won her last race at Parx Racing. She has a high percentage winning jockey. She's my third pick. Long shot is Starship Blanca, the 2. She has finished in the money in 3 out of the last 5 races, winning one of those starts, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. No bet here for me.
I'm going to bet the 5 horse there, Terry. This is my, if you have a pick of the day, but this is the horse that I'm centering my picks around today as I'm trying to learn my lesson on winning these as I want to go to Vegas. I've learned, and I can tell you, because I sit there and I listen and we talk about different picks. I pick as many winners, maybe more. They're just better bettors, Terry. That's really the bottom line. And once we get that lesson drilled in our head, like, no question, we're going to go there one day and win that damn thing, Terry, you and I.
Yep.
All right. So the 5 horse for me, Decouplage, does have all that green over there. Jamie Ness, he's the top trainer at Parx, no question about it. He's claimed this horse last out, and then he's going to drop this horse. He wins 35% off the claim drop, and this horse has plenty of back class. Classy Sadie, the 9 horse, I hope it doesn't upset me for the day, but the fractions were a lot better last time out. Fortunately, most of the other horses like the 9 are stepping up in class, whereas the 5 is dropping in class. The 7, Boss Cara, my third selection, just like you, Terry, is the most consistent at this distance and did run a Z pattern last time out. And then Miss Maribel, the 1 horse, does get that strong rail. Aside from the 5 horse, Terry, it's the only other in the class that's dropping from its previous start and does have plenty of back class. So if it can find his older form, could upset at a nice price. $20 double on that 5 with the 2-5 on the back end. And that's it for my all my money, Terry. I'm broke now.
Okay.
All right. I think do we have enough time to do race number 6? I think
we have
do.
3 minutes. Yeah.
So let's go fast as fast, Terry.
All right. So that race number 6 is a 6 furlongs, an allowance race, $25,000 allowance price, $32,000 purse. Fillies and mares 4 years and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $25,000 or less, and which have never won a race other than maiden claiming, or which have never won 4 races.
Indeed. So 6 furlongs does tend to favor horses that have stalking ability, although almost 1 out of 4 do go gate to wire. Really strong rail for Ratified. It gets a great bonus there, as do posts 2 and 3. 4 through 7, they get whack-a-mole, so they struggle a little bit. 8 and out, that plays fair, Terry. So a little bit of inside or outside speed in the 6th race of the day. We got a little, looks like most of the speed's to the inside.
Yeah, there's a lot of speed in here, but 2, 3, and 5 have the most speed. The 1 has an overlay from almost 6 to 1 to 8 to 1. The 3 has an overlay from just over even money to 4 to 1. And then the 3 has a only par number in there. And then the 1, 2, 6 have the best C-zone numbers.
So a couple combinations in here I see that I like. You got the green, green, green here, and you got a horse with a good shot to get on the lead with this top C-zone. That combination wins a lot. Let's see if the 2 has that opportunity to get to the front. Well, here we see a pretty balanced race, Terry. So get to the front. Everybody should be where they want to be. The 5 horse Mended We Stand about a length quicker than the 3. So she get out there and have a pretty good advantage early on, but it might have to work with all the speed to its inside. Late speed belongs to the 1, Ratified, the PC type. So he's got a lot of versatility. Might be the tail of the field, maybe second to last, but really not all that far off. As far as your top total pace horse is concerned, Terry, that is Mended We Stand. And then Denali Ray. Terry, who do you have?
I like Mended We Stand. The 5 ran second in her last race and has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. Denali Ray, the 3 is my second choice, ran second versus similar in her last race. She can improve at the shorter distance and has a high percentage winning jockey. Comedy Act is the 2, is my third shot. She drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and a bullet workout on February 1st. Ratified, the 1 is my long shot. She has won 3 races in a row, and the rail post is winning at a 28% clip. No bet for me in this race.
Mended We Stand has a 5-point early speed advantage, as we mentioned. She's going to get to the front there. Good chance. 3 maintenance workout between races like that, and increased its speed figure 3 races in a row. Again, 15% angle. Comedy Act, the 2 horse. That's you and I, Terry, a comedy act with our picks some days. Gonna drop in class. I see that in my notes with the winners over and over. Has a bullet workout between starts. Last time out at 1 mile and 70 yards. Ran the same fractions as it did at 7 furlongs. Cutting back in distance, I think, will be really key today. The 1 horse, Ratified, unbeaten in 2 in Parx. Just 2 wins in 11 races elsewhere, so clearly a horse for the course. But I don't think the cut back in distance helps him. I think this one actually needs to go longer. Number 3, Denali Ray is a highly consistent performer, our simulation favorite. Just doesn't like to win at Parx, Terry. He likes to finish second. 12 races, 6 seconds, a third, and not once in the winner's circle. So it looks like they're all lined up for race number 2. Right now, the 4 horse is your favorite, Terry. The track and class dropper, it is 9-5. The 8 horse is 5-2 in the second spot in there, Mr. Terry. So it looks like you're looking for the 4. Your 5 horse, 7-2, and your pick 5 there. So if that one came home on the top, you'd be pretty pleased about that. As far as the next closest horse, the only other one under 10-1 is the 7 horse in there. 'Tis Tea Time, the first time starter. Little lukewarm action, and pretty much about where the is the 7 the first? No, the 7 wasn't the first. Yeah, he is the first time starter here, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, first time starter. Yep. So a little lukewarm action. The bettor's unsure what to do with that one. So maybe not performing the best in the workouts during the day. Nice sunny day. All the horses are lined up. The starter's assistants getting into gate 8, and off they go. The 5 horse, as we expected. Solfatera is the one that has taken the lead. The 2 horses storming up the rail to get into contention. The 4 horse, the favorite right there. Right now, he's about 3 wide, sitting right off the tail of the 5 horse. The 2 horse has taken the lead and drowning in chocolate. 6 horse going to have a tough trip, Terry, going 4 wide around the track. That could make for a difficult run in here. You have the 3 horse on the rail, the 7 to the outside, and the 1 way back, a horse we don't see in here anywhere. Terry is my 8 horse. So he's going to have to find something at the end of this race. They come down the opening quarter in 23-3 for 7 furlongs, maybe a little on the quickish side. The 5 horse continues to be up there to set the tone as one of the favorites. The 4 horse right now is moving best, Terry. I think he's got a good shot to run by everybody as they come through the turn after opening quarter in 47-4. They got to slow it down, still probably a little bit on the fast side. The 4 horse going to have to go wide to get this job done. Looks like he's coming. The jockey really hasn't started cracking him yet, so he's pulled up alongside the 5 horse, though the 5 horse continues to dig in. Terry, the 4 horse is trying to make up ground in here, but it looks like your 5 horse is going to be the one that gets the job done because the 4 horse hasn't been able to switch leads yet. It's going to go 5, then 4. The 8 horse did show up at the end, but not enough. 5, 4, 2, 8, 5, 4, 2, and 8. So your pick 5 alive with the best horse, Soulful Terra, as that speed horse there, Terry, to get on the front and went wire to wire. Good
Actually,
call,
I played the double, and that was the better double play, the 5 over the 4.
So you hit that as well.
Yeah.
Good start to the week for you, Terry.
Yep.
So we're off to race number 7, if I remember right. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Number 7. So
what's happening there?
Okay, in race 7, we've got let me get to the thingy here. It's a 1 mile and 70 yards. First one today. allowance 8,000, purse 30,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of 8,000 or less since February 19th, 2022.
So at a mile and 70 yards, you were looking for horses that have some stalking ability, some tactical speed, probably the best way. A bunch do get to the front and stay there 36% of the time. The rail for Spites the Red, it stinks. So maybe stay away from that. 2 and 3 there get a little bit of bonus. 4 and 7, they get a penalty. And the 8 and out is the best place to be. I don't think we have that. The 1 is scratched. So the 2 horse gets that new rail, stinky rail. Only 6 horses, so really no benefit from that outside post position. Maybe because there are no others. Terry, what do you see as far as the early speed is concerned?
All right. Well, there's 2 horses at some early speed. They're the 2 outside horses, 7 and 8. The 5 has a small overlay from about 5 to 2 to 3 to 1, and the 7 has an overlay from 4 to 1 to 8 to 1. All but the 2 show some par numbers, and then all of the horses have C-zone numbers.
They do indeed, but it looks like this one here, the Yes Sir Colonel, with the best C-zone. Well, actually, the 2 horse, the Brits World, but maybe not the best horse in the field. Our race shape for 7. Most people want to be middle back, Terry. If Little Demon can get to the lead, in fact, anybody can get to the lead, they might have a good shot at just wiring this field too. That looks like it's going to go to the 7. Dalton has about a length and a half lead over everybody else. And what we just saw in that last couple of races is be forward. You have a great shot to win. If not, at the end of the race, Yes Sir Colonel, along with Re-Rally, they'll be coming pretty aggressively. Might be a lot of work for Yes Sir Colonel to make up. So maybe Re-Rally in a better position early on. And then our top total pace horse are the 6 and the 7, about 3/4 of a length clear of everybody else, except for the 2. Everybody's within 5 points of each other. So within a length, get a wide trip, get blocked. It could be the difference between finishing first and maybe worst. Terry, this looks a little bit open to me. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I like the 6 Re-Rally. Likes Parx Racing, finishing in the money 100% of their races here. When 50% of those starts, the distance won't be a problem, as he's finished in the money 90% of the races. And when 40% of his start, the 5 Malibu Stars, my second choice, has won 7 out of 15 starts at Parx Racing, and has won 6 out of 14 starts at today's distance. Little Demon, the 8's my third pick. He has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 29% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and a bullet workout on February 7th. Number 4, Yes Sir Colonel, is my long shot. Won his last race at Parx Racing, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to play a hot dog here. I'm going to use the 6 in the 7th, the 5 in the 8th, the 1 in the 9th, and then finish up with the 2, 3, 4, 10, and then $6 to win on number 6.
Is that your bet of the day, the 6, or no?
Nope, it isn't.
Is that coming up, or do we do
No,
it
it's
already?
coming up.
All right. I like the 5 horse, Terry, in here. For me, Malibu Star. This one has the most class in the field, and at his best, the others would have no chance against that horse. But we haven't seen his best in a bit. Malibu Star, is my first pick. The 4 horse, Yes Sir Colonel, is my next selection. Last time out, he ran at this level. He won. And interestingly, he was able to close into some slowish times. Usually when you see a horse close like that one did, it gets quick times. So to be a closer and close into slow times, I think is a good sign. Re-Rally, the one Terry thinks is going to win this race at Parx. Well, he does win a lot there. 3 times he's won, and the other 3 times in his 6 races finished second. So either first or second in 6 out of 6 at Parx. And this horse must really light the fire of owners and trainers down there, because he's claimed race after race after race. My only concern, Terry, is he wants to lead or be close to it. It doesn't look like he's going to get it there today. Could be discouraging. And then finally, the 7 horse, that is the one that's likely to get the lead. Could be a lone E, Terry, if he gets out there, and does have a bullet workout since his last start. Really a scary horse. For me, off to race number 8 we go in this 10-race card, Terry. What are the conditions here?
All right, in this 8th race, we're going another mile and 70 yards. It's an optional claiming race, $75,000 claiming price if you elect to do that. Purse is $50,000.
That's your money, Terry.
No. I know you tease about that, but it's not true. For
Yeah,
3-year-old,
because it's really the $250,000. This is chump change from my man.
oh, okay. For 3-year-olds and up, which have never won a race other than maiden claiming starter or state bred, or which have never won 2 races or claiming price of 75,000. So
Yeah, and this one's in for a claim right there, the Levin in there. So you can see that there in the Brisnet. Lonesome Boy, not in. So I'm not in for a claim today, Mr. Terry. At 1.70 miles, as we mentioned, you got tactical speed, but a bunch, about almost 4 and 10 go wire to wire. The rail stinks, so 11 might not be the great one today, Mr. Terry. 2 and 3 get a little bit of a bonus. 4 through 7 a penalty. 8 and out is the best place to be. Our race shape. Oh well, Terry, I forget the race shape. I'm getting ahead of myself. Looks like Levin is the fastest though.
yeah, that one does show the most speed in here. There's some others that show some speed, but that one has a lot of speed. Should get the quarter pole first. 2 has an overlay of 2-1 to 4-1. The 7 has an overlay of about almost 2-1 to 5-1. And then the 2 and the 7 show the only par numbers here. 6-1-5-2 are the C zone numbers.
Yeah, the 6 horse in here, Terry, pretty strong C zone relative to everybody else. So this is the one, based upon our 10,000 simulations, that's going to like the way this race sets up for it, best out of the entire field. That might be a number to keep an eye on. You have 4 that want to be on the front, 3 that want to be on the back. The 1 and the 2, they have versatility. If they go too slow up front, they could take charge. If they go too fast, sit patiently. So a little versatility in there. Early on, Twilight Dancer does look like it's going to be the pace setter. The 3 horse, just step on it. Might have to step on it a little bit too much to keep pace. So it could be a fader at the end of the race there, Terry, which could work to the benefit of other front runners. At the end of the race, Trevieso, the 5 horse, is the best closer in the bunch. Although the 4 horse Clancy O'Toole is going to be right there. The 3 closers, that's what they're going to be doing, Terry. But the 6 horse has enough early speed and really is competitive on the late speed as well for that top prize. Ranks out is the top total pace horse, Terry, along with the 5. Those 2 are a step above everybody else. So maybe take the front runner with the closer finishing second for an ice cold exacta. What say you?
I like that 5 horse. He won his debut race and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Has a bullet workout on February 10th, which shows he's ready to go. And then I like the 6 of my second choice, Twilight Dancer. She finished 3rd versus similar in his last race, or he finished 3rd in his last race. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. He can improve as they put blinkers on today so that he'll keep his mind on business.
Number 2, the Phillies.
Yeah. Number 2, Lonesome Boy is my 3rd choice. Won 2 races in a row and is now going for a hat trick. He has a high percentage winning trainer. The 1, Levin, is my long shot, has won 2 out of the last 3 starts, and early speed running style will help his chances. No bet for me here.
I like the 5 horse in here, Terry. I mean, the 6 horse Twilight Dancer. It's a horse that really consistent. I mean, really consistent at a high level relative to the rest of the field. This one tends to make some major mid moves. So I think coming around that second turn, you're going to see that horse turn on the jets, try to build its momentum towards the finish line. And the first time that the horse is going to go long, a lot of times horses that are running sprints that go long, it accentuates its early speed. So I think that one's going to be close to the front right there. Improvement from the debut for Trevioso, the 5 horse, could be more than enough to get the job done here. Bullet workout, since that winning debut, says that it could happen. Number 1, Levin, ran away from the pace in a great one last time out. Resume says that a similar race is coming in the second start after a layoff. Then finally, the 2 horse Lonesome Boy was a tough call for me over the 7. Sharp Tones, both are very strong simulated favorites. I get a little bit better post position from the 2 horse. Did run the top last race, speed figure last time out, 4 points clear of the next closest horse, and does have a pair of maintenance workouts in between races. So a lot of more boxes to check for the 2 than the 7. That takes us off to race number 9, the first leg of the late daily double. Terry, and what are they running for here?
6.5 furlongs, optional claiming race, $5,000 claiming price. And it's purse of 53,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races other than a maiden, claiming, starter, or state bred, or which have never won 4 races or claiming price of 50,000, or which have not won a race since November 19th. Lots of conditions.
Melvin Torres, good to see you again, my friend. You got to pick 5, 2, 3, 5, 7, and then 4, 5, 8, 11, 3, 7, 2. I'm not quite sure 3. So it looks like he's singling up the 2 on the back end right there. Hello, Juan Colina. 4 segundo el 2 di treseo. I don't know if I got that right, but I always give it an effort, right, my friend? So at 6.5 furlongs, we did see that a little earlier on the card, Terry. Early speed does good 22% of the time. Get to the front, run straight into the winner's circle. Pretty strong rail bias for Uncle Ernie. Auntie Jin opened the door and let him in the winner's circle. 2, 3 play fair. 4 through 7, a little bit of a penalty. 8 and out, also fair, Terry. So it looks like we're looking for some inside speed in race number 9 to get the job done.
Well, actually, we have a little bit of inside speed, but that 5 shows a lot of speed. So probably get there first. The 1 shows an overlay of about 7 to 5 to 5 to 2. The 3 shows an overlay of about 7 to 5 or 8 to 5 5 to 1. The 1, 3, and 2 show some par numbers. All but the 3 and 2 have really good C-zone numbers.
Yeah, a ton of C-zone on the outside there. They should be the most likely to get a pace that matches some of their best efforts. Most of these horses want to be middle back, could give an edge to the horses that get to the front. In this case, we're looking at the Hollywood Jets, Bourbon Music, Cowan, Uncle Lil. Those 3 are much quicker than everybody else in there. That one horse that wants to be on the front, Uncle Ernie, going to have to up its early pace just to keep those horses from clearing them. The end of the race, if there's too much early speed, Nico, the 4 horse, a little bit quicker. It in the 6, 1 more scoop, and Vesta in the 2, 4, and 6. Those 3 are going to be a little bit faster, about a length more late speed than the rest of the field. Our top total pace horse in here, Terry, is Cowan. 4 points, 3/4 of a length clear of Uncle Ernie. Again, a pretty competitive start in here, Terry. I think this race, I think this one's pretty wide open. What do you think?
Well, actually, my best bet of the days in this race is number 1, Uncle Ernie. He's done well at Parx Racing. He's finished in the money 100% of the races. He's won 50% of those starts. The distance won't be a problem as he's been in the money 100% of the time, and he's won 100% of his starts. Then I like number 7, Our Nations on Parade. My second choice won his last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer. The 3, Cowan, came in from Laurel Park after finishing 3rd to try Parx Racing and has a high percentage winning trainer, my 3rd pick. My long shot's Vison, the 2, won 3 out of the last 5 starts and has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to bet $20 to win on the 1, my pick of the day.
That's Terry's pick of the day. Yes, Uncle Ernie, Auntie Jin, I don't know, it's a Wings, right? Wings song. Been off for a while. I think since been off for quite a while, months and months and months. It is going to drop from a $100,000 non-graded stakes race. So clearly Class C horse in there. Does have a lot of workouts. So should be fit and firm and ready to run. At Parx, has a lot of success. 12 times out, 6 wins, 3 seconds, 3/3. If I add that all up, that's 100% of the time in the money. Cowan, this one's coming in from a different track, class dropper, as you mentioned, Terry, from Laurel. But I think before that, the horse was running at the Naira circuit. It's also going to drop in class here. This one's not in for a price, Terry. Last week, we talked about a race with trainer intent. That horse went on to win. I think the intent from the trainer here is exactly the same with Cowan. Our Nation on Parade, the 7 horse, the 3rd pick for me. This is another track dropper in here coming in for trainer Janie Ness. Last time out, this guy did run the top last race speed figure, and its resume says expect that number to go up in the second start after a layoff. Then, like you, Terry, the 4th selection for me is Vesson. Last time out, this horse run. Last time out that this horse had some rest between races and came off the bench. It did win and has a decent prep work. Would have liked to see a little bit more in terms of the workouts coming into this start. All right, Terry. Last race on this President's Day for you and me is race number 10.
Yeah, and it's another 6.5 furlong race. Claiming race, $7,500 claiming price. Purse is $20,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since November 19th. And the 4-horse at Mahoning Valley just won by 4 lengths at 7-2, and that's the top pick for the GTS today, guaranteed tip sheets.
And again, the rest of the Mahoning Valley picks are available down in the description below. Please use that link so they know where you're coming from. We appreciate that wholeheartedly. At 6.5 furlongs, hopefully, Terry, we can appreciate the profile of a winner and put it to our advantage. 6.5 furlongs, early speed, about 1 in 4. They go gate to wire. Pretty strong rail advantage. I don't think Rudy Rod's in the game, so Ava K's boy gets that rail advantage right now. 2 and 3, play fair. 4 through 7, a little bit of a penalty. 8 and out, play fair. So inside speed for the inside 3, Terry, do have an edge over the rest of the field, but it looks like the giddy up and go horse is outside.
That's right. It's got the most speed is the 9. There's several of them that show some speed, but that 9 shows a lot of speed. The 2 has a small overlay from 5-1 to 6-1, and the 4 has an overlay from about almost 4.5-1 to 8-1. The 6, 2, and 4 show some par numbers, and then all but the 4 and 5 show pretty decent C-zone numbers.
Yeah, you got scattered colors everywhere in here. So that just indicates to me an open race just from all of our simulations. Maybe we can find an edge here. Well, everybody wants to be middle of 4. Maybe the 4-horse, Terry, the Forrest Gump horse, if these guys all really press it and he has a late race advantage, could have a tactical edge in the race. Ava's Big Brown Shoes. Boy, look at all this speed, Terry. There's a ton of speed. So a really good chance for the speed melt up for that 4-horse. Big Brown Shoes, a little bit of an edge, but going to have to clear just about everybody to his inside. Might make it difficult for him. Box of Chocolates does have that late pace advantage, Terry. 9 points almost. So about 2 length advantage. Probably going to be less than 2 lengths off the lead early on, except for maybe Big Brown Shoes, who might have to work too hard. The top total pace horse, Ava K's boy, along with He's Incredible. It was a little bit better than the next group of horses. Really, Big Brown Shoes, that speed horse, probably the only one that doesn't really fit in. So again, much like the different colors showed us in the simulations, I think this race is anybody's to win. And yet we land on the same winner. And then after that, we don't agree on anything.
That's right. The 2 Ava's K-Boys, my first pick, ran 3rd in his last race as a favorite, but the trainer wins 40% of the races when bringing a beat favorite back again, and the distance won't be a problem. Press My Bets, the 3, dropped in class today. His best start speed is fast among today's starters, and the trainer-jockey combination the last 14 days have won 2 out of 4 starts. My second choice. My third choice, Box of Chocolates. He ran second versus similar in his last race, just missing by a neck. And then the 10, Big City Bob, my long shot, finished poorly in his last race on a muddy surface, but he's shown that he does not like off tracks and drops in class today. So he may run a little better today. No money bet for me because I don't have any money left.
All right. I'm going to start with the 2-horse. Somehow we disagree on everything, but the winner, Ava K boy, going to benefit from the 1 scratch. You're going to move down to that hot rail. Also a beneficiary of a weight break. The one thing that concerns me a little bit about this horse, Terry, is he's back in a week. So I don't know if that's going to be a plus or a minus. I'm guessing the trainer thinks the horse is ready to roll. He's Incredible, Terry. Something they never say about Charles. Last time out, the horse held its speed longer. Likes to win, too, at Parx. 30 races, won 12 of them. So he knows where that finish, where to get the photo taken. Gebologist, the 7-horse, Terry, taking a huge class drop in here. Last time out, this horse had a problem at its break. If it can get a cleaner start, really facing the lightest company it has in a while. And then I was going to put Box of Chocolates in there or the 9. I just think that the 9-horse might have that aggressive early race advantage that worked to its advantage today and carrying a little bit less weight today. So maybe the trainer thinks this horse is ready to go, and just carrying a few less pounds could be the difference between giving up the lead late and just winning by a nose at the wire, hanging on at the end. I wish I spoke Spanish, folks. I should probably do like Rosetta Stone or whatever those things are that teach you, because we have a link to watch the races live is, I guess, what Oscar is saying. I could be wrong. The only place I think of that you might be able to do that is at Parx, the racing on the actual website for the track. What I've always recommended people do is open accounts. I guess you're probably somewhere in South America. So if that's the case, I would consider something like William Hill or Bet Us, an offshore account. You might have to use Bitcoin to get your account open. But once you have an open account at a place where you can place bets, you can watch the races live there. If you haven't done so already, Terry, there are a couple things people really need to do. What are they?
Well, they need to go ahead and subscribe to YouTube and then hit the little bell so they get notified with all the different programs we have. Go down and copy the link and share it with their friends and relatives and everybody they know, because they may want to come and see our great shows too. And then go to our social sites on Horse Race, the number 2 day, which is Facebook and Instagram, X, and let's see, Threads,
TikTok, Threads,
and
any place you can talk with somebody else.
That's right, and give
Pretty
us
much.
likes and thumbs up there. I know we appreciate that. So
Yes,
and then I wanted to say hi to Janet. She came through and said, "Have a happy President's Day. Good luck." She's going to the YouTube now. So there you go.
Now, Janet, you are the English teacher, right? If I remember correctly. Right? Maybe I'm wrong because I'm old, Terry. And as Jay Markle says, the first thing to go is the gray matter between the ears and behind the eyes. And I happen to agree with that. But I don't mean to be a stickler there, the grammar police, but wouldn't President's Day be plural? Right? It's all presidents.
Days. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, it used to be just Washington, and then they had one for Lincoln, but now they combined it. They call it President's Day.
Yes. And then in a few years when I'm president, then it'll just be Rich's Day. The whole year we'll get off. Well, you never know. I doubt it. But in any case, Terry, these are our full picks for today at Parx. A couple of minutes to go before race number 3. So again, if you haven't done so yet, there's a link down in the description below. Use that to get the rest of today's Mahoning Parx picks. As Terry mentioned, our top pick did win there at 7-2. So that's a nice payoff to get started over there. Terry and I will be back again for terrific Terry Trifecta Tuesday over at Parx. Again, yes, I am an English teacher in Azusa. So wouldn't it be plural there, Janet? President's apostrophe? Just asking. Hate to be the I want to put my journalism degree to work once, Terry. So tomorrow, Terry and I'll be back. On Wednesday, it'll be myself and Charles on Wednesday and Thursday at Gulfstream Park. Again, it is a wagering guide week at Oaklawn with the Rebel, a $1.2 million race, 50 points at stake for the Kentucky Derby. So the winner of the Rebel is going to run on the first Saturday of May, notwithstanding injury, because 50 points is enough to qualify, has been for since they've gone to the point system, however many years back that was. So a very consequential race. You'll be able to get that over at Guarantee Tip Sheet in the link down in the description below. And then, all right, Terry, well, how are we doing for race number 2 here?
They're just about in the gate there, I think.
Yes. So is this race 3, right?
It is.
Yes. So the 5-horse Valiant Majesty is right now the 4-5 favorite. The 8-horse is your second choice in Patchable at 3-1. The 2-horse at 6-1. The 6-horse at 7-1. The 1-horse at 9-1. And then the 7-horse is your long shot in here. Terry, in your pick 5, you're rooting for the 5 or the 8. I don't have any bet in race number 3. So they're all lined up. They're out of the gates. Pretty clean break for everybody. Even start. The 7-horse working a little bit to get to the lead. Terry, it looks like the 5-horse has comfortably gotten to the lead. The 6-horse in between the 5 and the 7, moving up along to keep pace. 2-horse down on the rail, not really going to let that 5-horse clear too easily to move down, but the 5-horse has cleared. You have the 6-horse right now, Terry, running 3 wide. Going to be a tough spot to be in. Opening quarter in 23-3. Thought that was a little quick last race, but it was not too quick at all. The 5-horse is separated a little bit along with the 6 and the 2 from the rest of the field. The 8-horse is kind of struggling a little bit as the front 3 open up about a 2-length lead. going into the turn. The 2-horse, Terry, looks like it's coming into second. The 6-horse is starting to fade. Those two right now running pretty similar fractions that we saw in the last race at half in 47 and 2. The other two front runners are really fading badly. So this race looks like it's going to be between the 5 and the 2 for the win. And then coming up on the back arm, you do have the closers coming in pretty aggressively. Looks like the 1-horse is going to find itself into third. This race is going to go, looks like 5, 6, 5, 2, 1, perhaps, Terry, I think is how this race is going to end up, with the 6-horse finishing third. Although the 2-horse is making a late stand here, coming after that 5 pretty aggressively, as the 5 is really tiring and coming out. So it's going to go 2, 5, 1, Terry. 2, 5, and 1.
Too bad.
Yeah, I think that the jockey on the 5-horse waited too long to come out up the track to corral that, to herd the 2-horse in there, Terry.
Yeah.
He really did, because I think he thought it, but you can see that that horse's strides were really shortening up right in there. So 2-horse winning at 9-1.
Yeah.
Terry, in race number 3. And away we go, my friend. All right, let's see. Fingers hit the wrong keys. All right. Hey, Rich. Terry, yes, English. Many presidents makes it plural, but possessive is reason for apostrophe. I am retired now. Fingers hit the wrong key. All right, I get that. I like your show, Winning Jockeys, on Instagram and X. You guys are really the best. We appreciate that. If you agree with Janet, she's an English teacher, you know she's smart, then give us a thumbs up on Facebook, YouTube. Follow us on all of our social sites. More importantly, be back here tomorrow, folks, when Terry and I will do our best at Parx once again. Any final thoughts from you, Mr. Terry, before we get out of here?
Just be careful with all that rain out there and snow and whatever else, and just have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Again, to watch it live, I would recommend, Danny, opening an account with an offshore book like BetUs, William Hill, someplace that allows you to go ahead and deposit, open up an account. You'll be able to watch the videos there. So always, folks, no matter what you're doing on this President's Day, hopefully many of you have off today and are enjoying your time off, as it looks like an early spring is coming. So the northern part of the country, very happy about that. No matter what you're doing for the rest of today, we certainly hope that you have God's grace, God's favor, all your picks, and everything in your life ends up in
the winner's circle.
Indeed. Terry and I look forward to joining you tomorrow. Make it a great day.